What up, folks? Lewis here, and yes, I know it's Friday and it's really, really early, but I decided to go a little bit early because our friends over at Popcorn Planet are skipping today. So I just wanted to get this done and stuff, maybe an early stream, and then maybe we'll come back later on today. I don't know because my ADD personality allows me to do or makes me do weird stuff like not follow a schedule. But Monday through Friday, we're usually on at around 3 p.m. So I'll bet you a lot of people are going to probably be watching this video after 3 p.m. And stuff. Pacific Standard Time, that's the time we operate on. So I want to thank everyone who has tuned in early here as we're going to talk about several things. Let me fix up this live feed in the background. There's always something to do, but I appreciate you all coming in here humbly, loyally, spreading the news that we are live a little early. But could you all do me a solid and press the like button? Press the like button. That's absolutely free. Get the news out, get the algorithm, fight the algorithm, y'all. Hey, I don't know if you guys know, but a few weeks ago, there was a glitch on YouTube that really hurt small creators like myself. And the algorithm has not been, it hasn't been back to normal. And I don't even know if it's going to get back to normal anytime soon. So it gets annoying, but I'm always asking everyone for help, sharing everything. I see a lot of great people here. Jules, of course, D-Nice, Tammy, Broken Fish, man. Love you, man. Maria, Shelly, everybody. Dahlia, how you doing? Matthew, of course. Hibba, Gwendolyn, 55. And I'll keep giving you guys shout outs as long as you guys keep talking and stuff like that. We got some Idaho 4 updates, a quick update, a serious update, and then we're gonna move on to this TikToker that was sued for slandering one of the just blame a random teacher for it. You know what I mean? Just blame a random teacher for what happened in Idaho. She got sued, but she keeps going. She's like, which tells me anyone could just slander anyone on social media. And think about that. Anyone could just make up stuff on social media. That is really weird. We know. Well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it because it really bugs, man. And stuff. Mistress Meg, how you doing? Haba, what's up? What's up? How you doing? I got your name right. Hiba. Okay. I pronounce it differently the second time, but hopefully I still got it right. Yeah, man, I could barely, don't be offended if I mispronounce your name. I have trouble pronouncing my own name, just so you all know. So, okay, so we have 40 people here strong. And I need your help before we get into it. I need your help doing something here. We are on, I'm asking you to share this video. Below this video, there's share options. Now, right by the like, there's share options. Go ahead and share this stream right now on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever you could do to spread the word. But right now, I'm going to challenge you all 50 people that are here right now, to please do be a solid. And who's going to be the first one to share this on share or retweet this video? So I'm going to drop the link, retweet right here. And I need everybody, please do me a favor and retweet this video on Twitter, because that's the only place you can retweet, right? Yeah. So let's see who's going to be the first one. Shared, all right. If you shared, press shared. Lisa Lap 3. Lisa Lap, how you doing? Thank you for sharing, for doing your part to get the word out, and we could break through the algorithm and stuff. Let's see who retweeted. I'm gonna drop the link one more time, and then we'll continue with the stories here. All right. Let's see. I'll give you a shout out. I know D-Nice always shares. Got 5 shares. That's cool. Brandon, thank you. Kimberly, Denise. Is that you, Denise? Ah, mad scientist. How you doing? Okay. Matthew, let's see what we got. Lisa Lap, thank you so much for that. Let's get some more retweets. More retweets, guys and gals. Let's do that. If we get all 50 of you to retweet, we'll be really good. I know some people aren't into Twitter and stuff, but just do it for the community, y'all. So let's see how many tweets we got. All right, eight with a quote. Let's see who quoted. Hey, he is live. All right. Yes. All right, Jules. Thank you for that. Let's get we'll get 10 retweets, man. I'll be a really happy camper. Let's see if we can get it to 10. I'll drop the link one more time. And of course, like Brandon says, smash that like button. Smash that like button. There you go. There you go, everyone. Thank you so much for all the support and stuff here on Nerd Report, your favorite. We got a little bit of serious news, right? I do think this Ashley person from TikTok is something to be taken serious, but when we report on her, it's kind of like, we laugh and it's kind of it's a bizarre story. But I do think her case is serious. Actually, I'll get into it in a little bit, but we got some words, some sources. I don't know where these sources are coming from, but the reason I say I don't know where the sources are coming from is because there's one outlet in particular releasing most of the Kohberger tips, and there's a gag order on the entire case, so things are leaking. There's been criticism of one of the roommates not calling 911 on time, waiting after about 8 hours. I'm not even sure, it's like some crazy time, which I think it's like, it could have given time to it took away time for medical attention towards the victims. It could have been, those 8 hours could have been the difference between life and death, but 100% it's not her fault. It's whoever the perpetrator was. I'm not blaming her, but people are just baffled why the roommate allegedly saw Kohberger. We don't know if it was him, innocent until proven guilty, saw the perpetrator and then went back in the room and then didn't call 911 for like about 8 hours, but was okay calling her friends, I believe. So why did she do that? So we have a little bit of leaked, before we get into the TikToker, we have leaked information that she thought they were partying because it was a party house, right? That house was a party house where everyone got together and had like drinking parties, I guess, made a lot of noise. So there's even rumors right now that at one point they the roommates screamed at the victims, could you keep it down? You're making too much noise. Imagine that. They're getting emmed and someone's saying keep it down, and stuff. But it's like, I could see that happening. That is legit to me, to a certain extent. Again, kids aren't the kids they were, they're kind of responsible. I know right here, broken fish says, from what I heard, there's no helping them. Yeah. But then again, like, we know this information now. Maybe I haven't heard that, but let's say that's the case. The neighbor, the roommate didn't know that. You have to call paramedics. Paramedics can do wonders, man. And stuff, blood transplant and everything. But it's a sad case, but we got that, a lot of leaks. It's very, very strange. Very, very strange. All right, friends. Well, hey, thanks. This has been, you guys have been tweeting this. I'm going to drop the Twitter link one more time to get the word out. We got 10 retweets. If you get a couple more, it'd be great. Share this video, press like, hit the notification bell if you have not. Double check that you are subbed. Felony, how you doing? And yeah, let's do that. Let's get the word out. Also, if you want to take it the extra mile and support this channel, you could do that via Super Chat. You could do that via Cash App that our mods are sharing, or PayPal would be great as well. Cash App preferably, and PayPal. But I'm gonna see who's gonna be the first Super Chat today. Let's see who's gonna be the first Super Chat today. Is it gonna be you to support Nerd Report? We got some cool stuff coming up. LA meetups, some out and abouts. So who's the first Super Chat? Who's the first Cash App? Who's the first PayPal? Of course, if you can't do it, that's fine. We need you to watch. That's the main thing. Okay? Send the signal to YouTube that we are a cool channel and it's okay to share our stuff. All right. Let's go here real quick. I was on TikTok. Nutball, yeah, Nutball is back. I was on TikTok and I noticed that our friend Ashley was gone. She was gone, and the first PayPal is coming here from Jules. Thanks you, Jules, for the $2. It's hit the hearts for Jules. Thanks for supporting. But Jules, you contribute here. Let's get some of the members to do it. That would be amazing. Some of the you are a co-host. So all right, Jules is first. Let's give her some hearts. All right. So I was on TikTok and I noticed that Ashley here, who was accused of slandering one of the teachers in Idaho, just, because she reads tarot cards and her tarot cards told her, hey, this teacher is responsible for the Idaho 4 murders. And she went on TikTok, started telling everybody that. She got maybe millions of views. She made hundreds of videos. She gets a cease and desist by the teacher's lawyer. And she keeps going. And I think she got banned for a little bit. And she's back. Like, she's unstoppable. She just blamed a random person. Imagine they blame you for this on the internet in front of everyone. What do you guys think? So we have Shelly. I don't blame the roommate at all. 100%. The only person at fault, Shelly, is the perpetrator. There's just a little bit of questions, and I think they're fair. It's just, I believe there's a certain extent of responsibility to your friends. You know what I mean? Like, to take care of your friends. Like, I believe that if I'm in a car accident or something, my friends are going to help me, get out of it. That's the thing. But Shelly, thanks for the super chat. Let's get the hearts up there. 84 people in the house. We're talking about this TikToker that just she's back. She doesn't care about getting sued. So I started noticing that she is back. This video right here was her last one, and she started posting.
I literally went through one of the worst experiences of my life here in Texas, and I never want to come back here ever.
Can you guys hear that? Let me know in the comments so I know to fix it or not.
Again. So it started off with this eviction on my record from earlier in 2022 when I wasn't even in Texas. I was in Louisiana. The reason why this eviction is on my record is because I was illegally evicted. They did not tell me I was being evicted.
You guys good with the audio here? Let me know in the comments as soon as possible so I can continue the videos.
Aunt was the one that was actually here in Texas and on the lease. I signed the lease so to help her get an apartment. I
Too low?
Literally.
All right. What did I do? All right. Let me fix this, put this on my headset, and then maybe we could rock it. Let me rock it so you guys could see the sued TikToker is back, and there's an entire summary that we're going to go through about what she thinks happened according, I guess, tarot cards. I haven't watch it. Because you guys hear, wait, dang it. Let me get this straight. Let me know if you all could hear her talking. There we go.
Really never do that again because now I'm in a position where I need help
And
and there's no one to help me. So the reason why it all happened is because Metro Freeway Apartments was going through financial loss due to the pandemic. People were sick due to COVID and losing their jobs due to COVID. There was a rent moratorium. Nobody was paying rent. A lot of people weren't paying rent. In order to get rent, Metro Freeway Apartments concocted up a scheme where they partnered with Justice of the Peace judges to get default judgments.
Did you guys hear her?
I have literally been.
Okay, good. All right, so this video right here, we're commenting on it, and so we're gonna be talking over it a little bit, just so you know, and stuff. I know people want me. I'm gonna let her talk, so be patient, people. Some of you, not all of you. A lot of this is about her getting, I guess, evicted, but then she's.
So he does as expected. He gives Metro Greenway another judgment in their favor. Why? Because that's what he does.
So she starts talking about how she has a breakdown of the Kohberger case.
So after that, I lost the case and had to appeal. That's when I found out that by digging deeper with my.
Anyways, so this entire thing, most of it has nothing to do with Idaho 4. The one where she's dressed up in purple. But then maybe here, these are new. Like she posts a lot.
Also, what's really irritating, now I got a damn cold, but what's real irritating about this eviction is I was
Okay,
so
it's
kind.
eviction.
Long story short, I would like to go to Bali so I can get my. I don't know who prayed for me, but it's working. I was trying to still be mad and angry and bitter and take it out on somebody, but the energy shifted today. So somebody prayed for me and it really worked. Thank you, I guess. I was still trying to be.
All right. So I was watching that and she said, I have a full synopsis. So I looked for it and here it is. We have a full synopsis of okay. So full synopsis is a plot to kill the 4 University of Idaho students. This is her testimony, folks. Wow. So you guys want to hear her testimony? Let's react to it. Let me know if you could hear it.
Regarding his career, his potential. Watch this video. You don't have to believe anything I say. Everything that I'm saying and most of everything that happened to the students that night and before is evidenced in the app that Rebecca Schofield used to communicate.
She's still slandering the teacher's name. She's still
with all of her collaborators. So if there is anybody who doesn't care about spiritual wisdom or does not understand spiritual wisdom, and you have the authority to do more, to get evidence, you can, if you have the legal authority to, subpoena Rebecca Schofield's electronics. We subpoena these collaborative book apps, whatever you need to do to discover everything you need to know.
So she's calling for the teacher's equipment, like laptops, to be subpoenaed. Because tarot cards told her, gave her the inside info. Oh, Jules says that she ignored her court date lawsuit. Oh, she's just ignoring it, huh? She's just ignoring it.
She collaborated with all the people who helped her plan and execute the murders on that collaborative literature book app. She has pictures, videos, images during the murders and the night of the murders, because if you watch this whole video, you'll know why. Because she got into an argument with Jack Decor that night for not communicating and told him he needed to communicate more. And yes, he did exactly what she asked. He communicated more. She has images, she has videos, and it's all on this collaborative book app under the guise of being fake. But
Folks, in my opinion, she made this all up in her head. And she's allowed to go on for 40 minutes slandering a poor teacher that had nothing to do with it. She's still exactly Amy Goodhart in the closet with Amy Goodhart. She's still trying to defame the poor teacher. We're laughing at this, but the teacher's career could be ruined because this person has a lot of views. Not only that, in the true crime community, they make up shit and they run with it, even when they get proven wrong. I don't know why it's a true crime community phenomena.
of course, with the images and things of that sort, it's real. So if you want the evidence of everything that I'm about to say, you can get it from the app. If you have the legal authority to subpoena her, if you have the legal authority to subpoena the book apps, whatever you need to do.
I'm not gonna she may have mental problems, but I'm not gonna excuse her until I have until we have proof. Right now, I'm judging her as a normal person, and this is a bitch move. This is an asshole move, man. Because what if somebody wants to be a hero and inflicts harm on the teacher? She's the teacher or the family. This is an a-hole move, man. Sorry. Thanks for the comment, Mimi.
It's there. With that being said, I want to start from the beginning so that whoever's watching this video can understand the entire picture.
Oh my God, I
It
feel bad for
started
that
at
cat. The cat in the background. Why?
legal authority to subpoena her. If you have the legal authority to subpoena the book apps, whatever you need to do, it's there. With that being said, I want to start from the beginning so that whoever's watching this video can understand the entire picture. It started at the University of Idaho when Rebecca Schofield mentored Kaylee Gonzalez, sorry if I say her name wrong, Kaylee, about her academics and her future. During this time, Rebecca Schofield took a liking to her and insinuated about being LGBTQ.
This is another chicken shit move on this TikToker, is trying to insinuate that it's a LGBTQ plus person, someone from that community, doing the harm on the four. That's another asshole move. I'm shocked like YouTube actually allows this on. Meanwhile, if I report on something, they ding my channel. This is showing me that anyone could just get on YouTube and invent shit about other people. And like I said, they're always going to have people that agree with them, no matter how outlandish and stupid the accusations are. The police already cleared the poor teacher. The teacher wasn't even around there.
And that she liked her. And
Broken Fish says she changed the story again. She's trying to insinuate that Kaylee Gonzalez was having an affair with the teacher.
wanted to be more in tune with her, or wanted to get to know her so that she can experience the side of her that she's silent. She wrote a lot of books and literature and spoke on the LGBTQ LGBTQ community, but she had never wrote her own. She never lived her own story. She never wrote her story, and she wanted Kaylee to be a part of that. And Kaylee liked it. She agreed to the idea, and so this experience began. Kaylee and Rebecca dated.
Kaylee and the teacher dated. What? Well, look, at least the creepy Christmas tree's gone, right?
They were intimate. They communicated. That's my cat in the background. I apologize. Kaylee and Rebecca, they had a thing. Other people knew.
Yes, the Gonzalez family should sue her, but apparently, Jules, we know this. You could get on YouTube and blame anybody for anything, and there's always going to be, I think, creeps that just side with the other people just because they said it. We've seen this a lot. No proof needed. Trying to out them, Amy, is disgusting, and also trying to imply that they were part of a community is bullshit to me too. It's disgusting. Trying to say, I know what she's trying to do, man. This is a dog whistle. Okay, let's not sugarcoat it. I know it's probably wrong for me to assume that, maybe to some, but this person has prejudices in her mind and stuff. I don't know what she has against the teacher. Now, again, she's getting thousands of views, and there's people, although she gets thousands of views, right? And there's people that actually 10%, 20% that say, oh yeah, you're right, keep doing what you're doing.
Knew about this thing. It was a secret, but it was a secret that was confined to Kaylee and her people and Rebecca. Anyway, to continue,
she has to continue because she has a book, like a massive book. And guys, please share this video, press like, because I guarantee you tomorrow, the day after, other outlets, corporate outlets are going to have the exact same story, and they're going to actually YouTube's going to push their exact video we're watching right now, but they don't want to push small YouTubers. They want to push the corporate ones. So let everyone know that you saw it here, one of the first places. I'm not saying the first place, although maybe I am. It seems like even Jules would back me up. Every time we report something, a couple days later, the big outlets report it, and then they get the views, and I still have to work 3 jobs to maintain.
Kaylee that she did not have the confidence to live her truth. Kaylee thought she could help her with that. She told Kaylee that she was unhappy in her marriage. She felt alone in her marriage. She felt disconnected from her husband. She felt dissatisfied, and that Kaylee could help her with that. And Kaylee did. They had those experiences that were supposedly better than what she was experiencing with her husband. And she promised Kaylee.
She's got this entire story. The poor teacher didn't get along with her husband, so started an affair with a student, slandering the victims, slandering the community. The teacher, her career's kind of ruined, man. Think about it. If people believe what this person's saying, they're not going to hire her. And if they don't believe, she's always going to be pointed at. People are going to point at her. They're going to go, oh, that's the teacher that the TikToker accused of emming. That's a big deal, man. But she just, this has been going on for probably 3 months, folks. Wait, let me see. Yeah, almost like 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Nonstop.
That she would come out in the future, but not right now.
How much you want to make a bet that if one of us made a video about her, we'd be in jail? Like, say, if we had a video slandering her like this, why does some people get away with this?
Because she needed some time to get to know herself and that part of herself. And also, she was a professor, so it was looked down upon. So, in the beginning of the relationship, it was all good. They were attentive, fully present, nurturing, and compassionate. Potentially, like the husband travels or is not home sometimes. So, when he's away, she's spending time with Kaylee. Um, the rigidness came afterwards, and by rigidness, it was like you can't do this, you can't. Well, it was already there. She knew she couldn't post her. She knew she couldn't tell the world about their experience, but they did more in the beginning than they did towards the middle and the end.
Does she ever reveal how she got this information in this video? I doubt it. If the college professor is watching, we're on. I think we're all on your side. Please continue to sue. I'm sorry this happens, but we got to call out stupid. And this lady,
it became more rigid and limiting in regards to being together, being seen, or doing things. And Kaylee didn't like that. While Kaylee was about to graduate, she thought that, okay, now that I'm about to graduate, we can come out because she's no longer a student. Rebecca Schofield promised.
you could come. Okay, if you're having a relationship with a student, well, even though they graduate, I think that's still illegal. Hello?
To her that they would come out and be together one day and that she would leave her husband.
That's right. Jules has it. Kaylee was in a 4-year relationship with Jack. They only broke up 4 weeks before the M's. Sad. And they were talking about getting back together. Yeah, but Ashley doesn't know that. So she's gonna like mess up the story. She's getting away with lies. This is so sad. And she thinks she is above the courts. And Broken Fish, she's right. She's getting you are right. She's getting away with the lies, the slander, and she is above the court because I don't see anybody taking her in.
So Kaylee liked her, loved her, and wanted to do that. But when it was time to take action, Rebecca Schofield cowered. She was not ready to come out the closet and live her truth. So she denied it and she decided to go back to her husband or stay with her husband. In the meantime, before that, she was with both of them. She straddled the fence of both of them because she was not ready.
She's trying to home wreck, right?
Again, to live her truth. But Kaylee no longer wanted to deal with that. It was like that was a deal breaker. The whole idea was for her to get to know who she was as a person, and when she liked it, to live her truth, not for her to continue to straddle the fence forever. So Kaylee decided that that's not what she wanted. But Kaylee was emotionally attached to Rebecca. So that it wasn't an easy thing to let go of. She threatened to tell Rebecca Schofield's husband and to come out regarding the truth about them. There was a big argument. It could have been like some type of car chase in which Kaylee attempted to tell Rebecca Schofield's husband, but ultimately didn't work out. Rebecca used her connections to keep Kaylee away from her husband, and she let it go. Kaylee let it go, and it wasn't going to come out. But Rebecca Schofield at this point was paranoid because she felt like she's going to tell on her. She's going to be ridiculed. Rebecca Schofield was like, she's a professional. She is in her community. She's like a mogul. She's someone who was looked up to. She's highly respected. She was developing a legacy, and she wanted to continue to develop a positive legacy.
How does she invent all this? Imagine if she made like movies. Press 1 if you think she believes what she's saying. Press 1 if you believe she believes what she's saying, because I think this is just for views. Press 2 if she thinks she knows she's bullshitting. She got this spiritual wisdom from tarot cards. Did she mention the tarot cards here? I don't think she even mentioned them here.
for herself and a positive name for herself and her community. She was going to run for some type of office, could have been political office or a chair or something like that, but she was going to run for something, so she had to keep her name clean. She could not afford for Kaylee to come out regarding their experience, rendezvous, whatever you want to call it, relationship affair. So she was very anxiety prone and anxious, and she did not want to lose respect, admirations, and her goals or possessions because of Kaylee and because of that quote unquote mistake. Before that though, when it was more open, they potentially even went on some type of vacation or met up somewhere, maybe even Mexico. But that would need to be clarified because other people were there. So when it's me,
The imagination is insane. Folks, let's get some more eyes on this video. Please press that like button if you have not done so. Also, before we continue, on the bottom of this video, there's several options on how to share this video: Facebook, Twitter. I'm also dropping the Twitter link to this tweet, the tweet where we notify people that we're on live. If you could do me a solid, take 1 second, click on that link, and retweet this video to get more eyes on it. Because I guarantee you, this is going to be big news. Like, we were one of the first people to do the Chinese balloon. So I think people are going to catch on to this right here, but we want more eyes on the Nerd Report community. Thank you.
Talking about Rebecca Scofield and Kaylee may be new to some ears, but it's not new to the people who knew about it. So it's a lot of people that's being silent about their knowledge of Kaylee and Rebecca's relationship.
How convenient. People are being silent.
Back to
how convenient. People are being silent.
This point where Rebecca feels threatened. She feels that Kaylee is going to tell on her. So she decides to concoct or come up with a plan to have Kaylee killed.
Wow.
So to free herself from this mental suffering, to free herself of this problem, and to make sure that her secret is safe, she felt like she needed to kill Kaylee. And then eventually she felt like she needed to kill Kaylee and her friends. So before she executed the murders or hired someone to execute the murders, she spent some time stalking them. So she would sit in her car and watch them. And it could have been her car or a rental, but she would watch them at the house, at the sorority house or around that area. And when she was doing it, she would get like emotional because she remembered the times that she was around them, and it describes them as people who other people want to be around.
How many pages is this story, do you think? Take a guess in the comments. How many pages is it? She's reading off a script. An entire she's reading an entire script. How many pages do you think this is?
High traffic area. Things of that sort. So she felt like these were Kaylee is no longer alone. Let's just say that. She felt like her secret was not just confined by Kaylee. Her secret is all of them knows her secret. So then she felt like all of them can get it. All of them were fair game. But she kind of reined herself in. She left. She stopped going around so much, and she hired Jack DeCour because she felt like she was losing her point. She was losing her focus. She was losing her intent. So she needed to establish an intent, basically, on who she was going to focus on killing versus they all probably know about me and they all have to die. So when she reined herself in and she hired Jack DeCour, that
she's got it all detailed. Like the slander is super detailed.
That's when she stopped stalking them as much, and she used him as a tool to get information on who's there, what's happening, and she used him to get information on how to execute the murders. The reason she chose Jack DeCour is because she felt like that was an unresolved issue between him and Kaylee that she could use to influence him. She felt like there was an unresolved issue regarding his career.
How come he's not suing her too?
Potential that she could use to help him advance his life and to change his life, and that she could use to
She needs a gag order. I agree. From what sweet one, thanks for the comment. From what I understand, she's still being sued. And I think there is a gag order, but apparently that doesn't really work.
Influence him to murder Kaylee and ultimately all four University of Idaho students for her benefit. She communicated with Jack DeCour and she made him an offer to change his life. So initially, she's thinking that Jack DeCour is agreeing to this because she's changing his life. She's giving him an opportunity for something more. The way he saw it was, okay, I'm sacrificing someone I love so that I can have the life that I love. So yeah, he loved Kaylee. He did. Well, he felt like he loved Kaylee and that he felt like he had a future with Kaylee. Even though it doesn't seem like Kaylee was thinking too much about him, he was thinking about a future with her. And he felt like he would marry her and have a family with her. But
so Jack, she's saying Jack wanted to marry the teacher. Is that what she's saying? Is that what she's saying here?
But when Rebecca Schofield offered him the opportunity to live his best life, because again, doing something as a child,
It's
doing something as a
nonsense.
child, playing tennis like he did and being good at it and getting accolades and awards and recognition and lighting that fire within, that you may put the fire out for a while, but it eventually comes back up. So she lit that fire he had in him again and made him dream again. So he's dreaming of a better life. He's dreaming of a legacy. He's dreaming of being the person in his family to be a provider, to be the one that's admired, to bring the family name. Like it was so many things that he dreamed of.
Yo, I think Ashley's watching us right now. Please put the laughing thing in the comments. We're all laughing at you, man.
Doing, providing for his family, being there for everyone, being the family name, all this stuff, and being a great tennis player, maybe even playing professional tennis. She lit that fire in him, and also being financially stable or wealthy, financially stable and wealthy in a consistent way. She lit that fire in him and made him feel like those were possible for him. So
So the
his thing was,
teacher is with everybody. The teacher is with everybody. Clown emojis. I think she's watching. Do you think she's watching? Hashtag she's watching. I think she's watching.
okay, yeah, I'm sacrificing someone I love in the life that I could have with this person that I love, but maybe
Ashley, if you're watching, let us know in the comments, and I will be more than happy. I will shut up and listen to your side why you're right. You could call in.
it was fake anyway because she was with this woman. And also, I'm getting something better because I'm getting money, I'm getting a legacy for me and my family, I'm getting to be or have the honor and glory of being the person that provides for the family and that puts the family's name on the map. Whatever it is, all that fire, he felt like all these things, playing professional tennis and living his best life, was a good, equal exchange for killing Kaylee. So
Oh my
all these
God.
things matter, and think
All
about
this
this
within 2 weeks
because
they broke up.
it's gonna matter when I tell you more in the story. All of these things were essential for Jack DeCour to commit the murder.
Ashley's watching. Make it trend in the comments. Ashley is watching. She's watching. It's fine too.
Of the Kaylee and ultimately all for University of Idaho students. So at this point, be quiet.
What? Holy shit. Did you see how mean she is to the. Is that a kid? What is she talking to? Oh my God. Did you guys hear that?
Equal exchange for
Did you see how she turned?
killing Kaylee. So all these things matter, and think about this because it's gonna matter when I tell you more in the story. All of these things were essential for Jack DeCour to commit the murders of the Kaylee and ultimately all four University of Idaho students. So at this point, be quiet.
What?
Sorry. Things matter. And think about this because
Hashtag let the cat talk. Hashtag let the cat talk.
it's going to matter when I tell you more in the story. All of these things were essential for Jack DeCour to commit the murders of the Kaylee and ultimately all four University of Idaho students. So at this point, be quiet.
Oh, that sucks, man. Let the cat talk.
Sorry. At this point, Jack DeCour agrees. And he, look at her, he and Kaylee are working.
Did you see how she realized she was being mean to the cat? And yeah, who thinks the cat is more intelligent at this point?
Together, no, he and Rebecca are working together to concoct a plan, detailed plan to murder Kaylee and the University of Idaho students. They're communicating with the app, the book app, the collaborative book app. He and Rebecca are collaborating and putting together a plan for the murders. So when Rebecca Schofield chose him, he felt special because prior to that, he wasn't really dating. Him and Kaylee broke up. He wasn't really chosen by other people. Kaylee was chosen, but he wasn't really chosen by other people. So that's another thing that added. He felt special that he was chosen for a grander life. He felt worthy in a time where he felt unworthy because he was unwanted by Kaylee and other people, but she was wanted.
Ashley, if you're watching, I'll send you a link and you can speak your mind.
By other people, and also there may have even been an issue with his body.
People think you're not your Looney Tunes. You could prove them wrong.
And him feeling unworthy or like he didn't develop like the other guys developed. So anyway, he also there was the issue of the dog that he and Kaylee had and that she kept. It seemed like an issue where he would be used to help with the dog and that he wanted to leave the area, but he didn't leave because of that issue. It was something major in his eyes that will be minor in other people's eyes that was also going on. And I wrote so much stuff that I am going to skip over to the part where he told.
Sweet One says there's so many people in this world recently with delusional tendencies to beg to ask, where are the families to keep them in check? I do agree with you, but I don't think she's delusional. I think this is TikTok gone wild. I think this is what social media does. Go to so many extents just for attention and stuff. And I do believe Ashley is watching. I do believe that. And I would love to have her on to prove us wrong, her side, because this sounds going against the cops. I think we would agree it doesn't sound clickable. It sounds like slander against a teacher. It sounds like you're ruining a teacher's life just for clicks. Do me a favor. Hashtag Ashley call in the comments. If you want Ashley to call in, hashtag Ashley call in. So we could ask a few questions.
Rebecca Schofield that Kaylee was in town. So again, Rebecca Schofield is no longer stalking them the way she was. Now he's keeping an eye out. So he told her Kaylee was back. Kaylee is described as somebody with a palpable personality, naturally attracts an audience, and then she's in town and showing people her car and her accomplishments and feeling really good about life. At this moment, Kaylee is thinking about her future. It doesn't even appear that she was even thinking too much about what she was leaving behind. It looks like she was thinking more so on what she was going towards. So she was spending time with her friends and felt like she needed nothing and felt love with her friends. But during this time, she has people in the background plotting her murder. Jack DeCourt tells Rebecca Schofield that Kaylee is in town. Okay, so let's go to the night of the murders. The night of the murders,
Okay, here
Jack
comes
did not
finally.
just
Here
spring
comes
into
the night of the murders. She's got. She tells this tale here. It's very like I think it's pretty detailed and stuff. I don't. I don't, man. All right, let's keep going.
action real fast. He thought about this. Again, this meant something to him. He took some time and introspection to figure out, is this really something that I want to do? Because in his mind, he had a future with Kaylee, even though it may not have been so. In his mind, he felt like he had a future with Kaylee. And he felt during
This is a good point. Sweet One said, and again, Ashley, if you want to call in, you could call in. When you're being sued and don't back off, that is not using any kind of rationality. I think it is a little bit. Hear me out. She gets an awful lot of details from a few tarot cards. Unless she calls in and proves me wrong, Ashley, I'm going to say that the reason you are doubling down is because your defense is going to be that you're going to go for it, that you're meant, that you actually believe in your head that this really happened, that your tarot cards really gave you the story. And you're going to probably ask the court to disprove the tarot cards. And, you know, the spiritual witness thing. So I think it's kind of smart because when she goes in there, she could say, the tarot cards told me. And then she's probably going to be hoping that somehow, you know, you can't disprove the supernatural. That's what I think. I do think it's clout. Yes, I do think it's clout. Does she actually have tarot card? I think I saw her with a few. Yes. Does she actually do videos with tarot cards? I think so. Not 100% sure.
the night, sometime during the night, he spent some time with the dog. And he felt like maybe I could just steal the dog and be done. Or maybe he could just you know.
That's a good question. Is she getting this from a book? Darcy, is this from something else, right? With all the detail. And she's just inserting the teacher's name in there. Good question.
Let it go. Because not everything in life is about money and accolades and things of that sort. So he spent some time away and from Rebecca Schofield and not answering Rebecca Schofield to make sure that what he did was on his own accord, that it is something that he wanted to do. So it was a lot of time that was being wasted. And for Rebecca, it felt like procrastination because she felt like this needs to happen tonight. Done, get it done. Like strict, get it done tonight. But he was procrastinating. So there was two different energies. There was a slow energy from him and an energy and an eagerness from her. So anyway, Jack DeCour decides to do it and he starts to implement the plan. So the plan is in place and it's starting to be implemented. He was let in. So initially it seemed like he was like someone broke in, but he was let in under the guise that he came bearing drugs. So he came bearing drugs, I believe. I don't believe.
Now we're gonna put drugs into it. Oh my god, it's crazy. We've just so you all know, thanks to Jules, we formally have invited Ashley to come on the report. And stuff. I do want to give her side of the story and stuff. And I promise I'll be fair, but I'm gonna ask the questions and stuff. She's giving you so I don't know.
It wasn't alcohol. I believe he came and he shared it freely with the intent. So it's like he came with all these drugs and some of them took the drugs and it came under the
I feel like I want to take some right now.
guise that I give you this You give me that. So it's the energy of playing somebody like, oh, you're like, they're gonna get some if they share their drugs. So that's what he was putting on, and that is what he, quote unquote, was led on to think, that he was gonna get some from Kaylee if he shared his drugs freely, and they used all his drugs. So when the drugs was gone, and it's all a part of the plan. Again, they don't know that it's a part of the plan. Jack does though. So then Kaylee didn't want to do anything with Jack. So you know how when a woman um, isn't interested, and they start covering themselves up, or they put the cover on, or they leave the room. So
Wow.
Kaylee started doing stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So when it was time to give it up, when the drugs was gone, she didn't want to give it up. And that's when the plan escalates to the next level, which is anger. But sex was a part of the plan. So in Jack's mind, the plan has to go strictly as the plan is set. So if sex is a part of the plan and they're not having sex, there's panic there because it's a part of the plan. So because sex is a part of the plan, Jack Decor gets angry. And so he's concocting this anger. And he's saying, I did this, you used me, you're a liar, you manipulated me. Then he starts talking about his feelings, and he starts talking about how he's owed money.
Yeah, this
And
story is like so complex, man. Tarot cards gave her all this info. She lost you. Yeah.
he's talking about he's being used. But the way that I'm saying it, like, I can't express the level of anger that he had because that's his anger. I don't have that anger, but he's really angry. Like, somebody gonna give me some, or something's gonna happen, and they're fearful. One, they're inebriated, so their minds are altered, but also he's angry. So anyway, that somehow transforms to her friends helping her. So because her friends were around when this is happening, because they were all together doing drugs, her friends help her. So he pulls his U-Haul out, and they're not going to let their friend get raped. So to
What?
solve the problem, for some reason, the way that they felt like the problem could be solved, and the problem is Jack Decor, his anger, he wants sex for everything he just gave them.
Oh my God. Who feels bad for the cat?
It's drugs. They can't call the cops and say he just gave us, or maybe they felt like they couldn't call the cops and say he just gave us drugs, and he's angry that we don't pay him. So the solution in their minds was, we're not going to let our friend get raped.
What?
They all started having sex with him, not the.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Oh my God. Where? Denise, thank you for buying us coffee here on Nerd Report. Don't forget, guys, we're regular humans. We're taking time away from our regular work. The staff here, the team, getting you some content. So every little count, every little donation, every little view counts. You can do super chat, you can do Cash App preferably, or PayPal and stuff to keep the lights on here on Nerd Report. We are $90 away from our goal today. So I don't know if we're gonna get there, hopefully, but I want to thank Denise, the latest super chatter. Her cards, spiritual guides, have her all these details. Hearts for Denise for doing that for the super chat. But the crazy part is that card readers always say, the ones I've heard, including her, always say that the cards are a guidance. They're not really meant to give you details. So So that's why she's giving so many details, and I'm like, she'll say cards are supposed to give details, and then her next videos have details. I don't get it. And now the story is getting really crazy. Bryan, what is illegal? That's illegal. What is? Let's see if I can stomach the rest of this. What deck is she using?
The man, Ethan is taken aback by all of this. He's like, what is happening? So they start having sex with Jack Decor.
Oh my God. Let me forward this part because I don't want to hear about Jack Decor sex and all this weird stuff. She wants to get hurt?
As I love her. I was waiting for her. She was cheating, or while I was waiting for her and staying here and helping her, she was behind
And
being
if you
this.
just came in here, you can rewind the video if you're late. And this TikToker is a TikToker that got sued for defaming or slandering one of the teachers, and apparently she's unstoppable. She's like unstoppable, man. Like nothing will stop her. So like anybody could just slander anyone on the internet, it appears.
Deceptive and being with women, and she was doing all this other stuff. So he turned it into, woe is me, I am in love, I want to be with this person. And
Lisette Morales, thank you so much for that super chat. Hearts for Lisette Morales. What is crazier, her story or people who like her video? Ashley's cat is the only one with the brains. Make it trend. Lisette for Lisette. Thank you for that. Hearts for Lisette. We are $80 away from our super chat goal, or donations goal for today. You can use PayPal, Cash App. We got a PayPal. Oh, I got a PayPal notification. Let's see what's up here. Oh no, actually, I got to wait. Holy shit. Oh my God. Cash, Christopher. Holy shit, dude. Wow. Dude, thank you so much for that donation. Cash sends in $100. I almost fell off my ass right now via PayPal. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. Hearts for you, man. You always help. You always hearts for Cash. Yes, please fill this sucker, man, with everyone who's donated to this small channel called Nerd Report, your community, everyone who's contributed. We have so many people in the comments and stuff, including Jules, Brandon, everyone, Broken Fish, Project Metal Music, everyone who super chatted, Matt, D Nice, more and more people. Everyone in the comments today, you guys are awesome. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for that. Get some coffee. Let's get Cash here. Cash, let's put the hearts up. Fill it up. Thanks for the generosity. Thanks for the generosity. Shelly, too. Everyone. I love that dog's picture, too, you have on your avatar. Melissa, everyone, man. Thank you so much. Gene Rick. Metal Music. You guys are awesome. The Set. Tammy. Latitude. Thank you so much. This is a perfect picture for Ashley, by the way. Amy Goodhart. Thank you so much. Denise. Marcella in the house. Thank you, Marcella. No, Jules, I'm not gonna give you $2 back. I'm actually gonna make you send more and stuff. Thank you so much for the contribution today. For the donations today. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Don't forget tomorrow too. We're gonna have Grayson report. That's gonna be following Amy Goodhart. I'm gonna go on live. Is it tomorrow? Yeah. So I believe Amy's Goodhart's gonna be going on at 5:30. And then after Amy, Nerd Report will go on. That's on Saturday, and then we're gonna raid Grayson Report as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for that. It's been rough. Her place does look empty. Broken Fish. Yeah. Yeah, a few months ago we went full time. YouTube got rough, man. They had a glitch. Our channel was going up, man. Woo! And then all of a sudden there was a glitch on their end, and then we were never recommended as much as before. And I believe our videos are actually getting better. We're trying to give you better quality stuff. So yeah. All right, let's continue here with the TikToker that was sued for defaming a random teacher, blaming her, the poor teacher, for the Idaho 4 case, the Idaho 4 murders. And after, I guess, suspension, she's back. She's unstoppable. No one could stop her. So let's see.
He turned from the anger energy and manipulation into give me my pussy into
what the hell did I just hear?
And staying here and helping her.
What the hell was that?
She was behind being deceptive.
Bro. What was that?
And being with women, and she was doing all this other stuff.
Listen to this, everybody. And if you're shocked with what she says here, say bro in the comments, bro.
So he turned it into woe is me. I am in love. I want to be with this person. And he turned from the anger energy and manipulation into give me my pussy.
Oh my God. My mom's watching. Bro. Bruh. What the hell? If I did that on YouTube, I'd be out so fast. Oh my gosh. Bro. From now on, every time you see something weird on Nerd Report, it's bro. Where did that come from? She's talking about the cat. Okay. She's talking about the cat. Someone lost a cat. So he's like, she's talking about the cat. Okay.
He turned from the anger energy and
she's talking about the cat, everyone. We're good.
Manipulation into give me my pussy. Into
why the emphasis on the cat word? Audrey. Oh shit. Give me my cat.
To I love this person and I want to be with them.
Oh,
all right. Cute. So he's doing all of this. Ethan is like enough. He's like catching lies. He's catching inconsistencies, and he's getting aggressive because he don't believe Jack DeCour. Whew, child. Okay.
She's out of breath. She's out of breath. Bro. 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 Was she ever told no one? Oh my God, as a child? I don't know. If she wrote this entire thing, she has an imagination. I wish she would use it for good.
So he feels like Jack DeCour is gaslighting them, and he doesn't believe anything that Jack DeCour is saying. So he confronts him, and all of it breaks up. So it gets to a point where things seemingly calms down. Somewhere in the night, so the aggression happens between Jack DeCour and Ethan, but it's broken up. Nobody is dead. And during that time of the night, and while they were going through all of this, he's having sex, and then it turns.
I'm gonna forward it a little bit because this is just
To a quick plan that she had with Bryan Kohberger. So Bryan Kohberger gets into action immediately. He gets to the crime scene. And it's not, well, the crime of rape was committed, but the murders weren't committed. So when Bryan Kohberger gets there, he's like, she told him, don't assume anything. She told him that what was going on, but she didn't tell. I don't know that she said Dr. Cour's name, but she did express to him that someone was there and possibly betraying her, and she needed another set of eyes. And he was the other set of eyes to her, but she wanted him to take over the plan. She didn't want to work with Jack DeCour anymore because of the procrastination, and she felt like he was betraying her. So she asked Bryan Kohberger to take over the plan. So Bryan Kohberger gets there, and Jack DeCour is pissed.
Yeah, hold on. It's my mom. My mom's on the phone. Yeah, Ma. How you doing? You enjoying the show? You weren't watching, would you? Were you? Oh no, that was about the cat. It wasn't about the thing. No, it was about the cat. Yeah, no. If you look in the back, she has a cat in the background. Had nothing to do with the. Yeah, no. I would never show anything like that. No. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're watching. Yeah, no. It was give me the cat because I think they had something to do with the cat. Yeah, it's because yeah, there's cats around, a lot of them in Idaho. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Whew.
When Jack DeCour, excuse me, when Jack DeCour realizes that Rebecca's not DeCour anymore because of the procrastination, and she felt like he was betraying her. So she asked Bryan Kohberger to take over the plan. So Bryan Kohberger gets there, and Jack DeCour is pissed. When Jack DeCour,
All right, booger alert, booger alert.
When Jack DeCour realizes that Rebecca Schofield betrayed him by bringing Bryan Kohberger into the plan, he decides, nah, this is my crime. If you recall, back in the beginning, I expressed that Jack DeCour was focused on equality. He would sacrifice his made-up future with Kaylee for everything he was offered: the money, the legacy, the pride, the career, the tennis. All of that was an equal amount for him to sacrifice Kaylee because she quote unquote meant that much to him.
I don't
So
know.
when Bryan
I don't know if
Kohberger
he
came
has
into the
family or friends, but I do, Shelly. I do feel like this is a big space, and it must be expensive, right? It looks like the same house too. Although she says she moved.
picture, Rebecca's like, get the help. It's more than enough to go around. And he's like, I'm not sharing nothing because without this and without everything, it's not worth it anymore. It's not equal. It's not an equal exchange. That's when she finally understood that oh, this isn't just murder for hire. This means something to him. It was deeper to him than she initially thought. So anyway, Bryan Kohberger they're going back and forth. It's not a calm conversation. They're arguing. She's like, no, you're gonna get the help. He's like, no, I'm not. So they're going back and forth about Bryan Kohberger even being there and helping. Bryan Kohberger is witnessing this argument. He starts to argue with tell Bryan Kohberger to back off. That's the reason why Rebecca Schofield got put in the middle of it anyway, because Bryan Kohberger got her like, what's going on? Like, so Bryan Kohberger just backs off. He says, forgive each other. I'm going to turn a blind eye. So he turns a blind eye and leaves. That gave Jack DeCour the energy to complete the job, because it's like, okay, everything that he thought he was going to have is on the line, and that put some fire in his ass, so to speak, for him to finish the job. So Jack DeCour goes back to finish the job. Bryan Kohberger leaves. Rebecca Schofield doesn't have a choice, because even though she preferred to continue with Bryan Kohberger did not prefer to argue with her and Jack DeCour to commit a murder. So he felt like his time was wasted, and he left. Excuse me.
More boogers.
Child. Anyway, I'm not even going to edit that out. Okay, so Jack DeCour thinks, okay. No, okay, before Jack DeCour goes back, the promise was he had to communicate with Rebecca Schofield, or it was a deal breaker. She needed to be like she was there. She wanted to know what was happening and how it was happening. She wanted videos. She wanted pictures. She wanted to make decisions. She wanted it to be like as if she was there. And he did. He took pictures and videos and communicated with her as if she was there. So he goes back and he springs into action. And his plan is, last time I did this, Ethan got aggressive. So this time, I'm not going to back down. When Ethan gets aggressive again, I'm going to kill him. And that was the energy he had. So he goes back and he concocts again this energy of, I'm here to take what's mine, which is Kaylee. Ethan again rises up against it. There is an argument, and nobody knew. They had the energy of fear, but it was more so of, let's solve this problem. This is a problem. He's a problem for us. He's causing issues. Let's solve it. None of them thought that he was going to kill anyone. Like, this is Jack DeCour. This is their neighbor. This is their friend or old friend. Nobody thought. And honestly, even the women, like when he was saying his piece, they kind of felt sympathy for him, because they're like, yeah, she did play you. Yeah, she was with him. Or like, I can see where you're coming from. You know, you're pretty pathetic. It was more so like sympathy for him. So they kind of believed his act. Ethan didn't, but they did. Ethan wanted authorities. And they even like got somebody to be like a middleman to kind of solve the issue.
She needs to write a book, but is this her writing? Did she write this, or do you think she copied someone?
He killed Ethan. After he killed Ethan, he proceeded. There was Zana wasn't killed.
She can't even pronounce the name of the victim.
She was with Ethan. She stayed with him. She felt so bad. She was like trying to help him. Ethan suffered for a while. He didn't immediately die. He suffered for a while. At this moment, when the murder started to happen, they were separated in their rooms. So it was two together and two together. But Zana is with Ethan.
How does someone know all this? Tarot cards.
And then she's trying to help him in this situation. They don't know what to do. They know it's real danger at this point, of course, because he killed Ethan. Then he goes to kill Kaylee.
Her book. Hey, this is a good one.
Madison. Together.
Her book should be a run-on sentence.
And then he goes back. Zana tries to get away. Between this time.
All right, I'm gonna check my PayPal. Thank you so much. And let's see. Oh my God. And thank you so much for that. Ann, hearts for Ann, everybody. Hearts for Ann. I love your channel. Love you back. I love you back. Hearts for Ann. Thanks so much, Ann. Everybody who's here, thank you so much. Just to be fully transparent, a couple weeks ago there was this channel was blowing up. A lot of, we were doing some great stuff, like consistently. The algorithm was loving us. We're getting views, great, fair views. And there's a glitch on YouTube that ever since then we haven't been able to recover. And I got to be honest with you, I'm a bit discouraged. And I know that, it's happened to Amy. It's happened to a few other creators as well. We feel a little bit discouraged and stuff. But you guys all bring us up, whether it's Christopher, Ann, or Shelly, everyone who's donated today, who's helped us, the set. So, I can't emphasize enough how much how grateful we are, because it almost feels like at one point it feels like, could we even go forward? I mean, if there's glitches on the platform, that actually oppress our views, it's like nothing we could do about it. So for now, I want Ann to get all the hearts, all the love for the super chat. PayPal, actually, she sent us. Thank you, Ann. All right, folks. Thanks for this, Brandon. This a minute ago, White House says a second high altitude object shot down over Alaska. There's a White House spokesman John Kirby said Friday that the Department of Defense shot down a high altitude object that was in Alaska's airspace in the last 24 hours. Kirby said that the object was flying an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed reasonable threat to civilians. Civilian aircrafts, right? As an abundance of caution, and that the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Joe Biden ordered military takedown of the object. Kirby declined to identify the country of origin. What we know is that the flight path is executed, took it over a sensitive military site, that we also know that it could maneuver, that it had proportion capability. Again, we don't know the entity of the object. We have no indication. This is from the Pentagon. We have no indication that it's from a nation or institution or individual. We just know we don't know what the object is. All right. So, second balloon or something like it was shot down. What do you guys think of that? Something got shot down from Alaska, yes. Another object. Look, I gotta keep it a buck. They shot this one down before it got to the States. The other one, they shot it down after it went through the States. It just tells me that they effed up the first one, because now all of a sudden the protocol, they were trying to say, Oh, the protocols after it got here, after goes over the states, so then we could make sure it's safe and not. And I think the pathway to the first object was the same one through Alaska. Shelly, I don't think you. I was talking before about getting discouraged. It's discouraging, about YouTube's algorithm, and but you guys are here. I see this. I see the core of the audience here, and that's very promising. I believe the balloon went into airspace. Oh yeah, Alaska is a state. Correct, but the balloon went by Alaska, right? So why didn't they shoot down the first one? Did I say Alaska is not a state? Well, look, man, I'm talking about Ashley here. My brain's kind of scrambled, so if I make a mistake, you know. I'm talking about three things right now, and now we're getting invaded by an alien. So I made the mistake that Alaska's whatever I said. I don't even know. So it begins. What do you mean? Balloon wars? 99 red balloons? Huh. All right. Yeah, I don't know. This gets me worried. The balloons, or the kind of like probably military objects floating around, okay. Yes, Lois, you implied Alaska is not a state. Ha ha ha. Okay, well, look, the president implies his wife is the president. Or so yeah, maybe that's my run. I'm starting to run for a campaign. So there you go. I would write, Jules, I would write all the mistakes you say, or every time you misspeak, but I don't have my CPU's not big enough to maintain all that information.
Meantime, in between time, right? He's in the room with Kaylee and Madison. Zana, the other roommates come and they talk to Zana. They figure out what's going on. She tells them, and they see that it's a murder. They see what happens to Ethan, and they talk to Zana, and she tells them what's going on. They tell her they're going to get help, but they realize they can't go get help because somebody's car is blocked. And they didn't want to call the police. For some reason, they wanted to get to the school to get help from like a teacher or a guide. They didn't want to go to.
Is this Johnny?
They wanted to go to the school for help. They didn't want to go to the police for help. And it's probably due to their history with the police. But they didn't leave and go and get help because of the car issue. And also, the roommates decided that they were going to protect themselves. So they go into a room and they go somewhere and they hide. They decide if he's going to come and get them, that they were going to fight him together. They decided to protect each other instead of going and trying to find help for Zana because they didn't want to put themselves on a line and could have been murdered or killed trying to help somebody else. Meanwhile, Zana thinks they're going to go help her, so she's there with Ethan. Ethan dies while she's there with him, and she's like, eventually, all this time is going by, and eventually she thought, okay, let's, again, she thinking he killed Ethan because the aggression in the fight between him and Ethan. She's not thinking he's there killing them, but she doesn't know. So she's thinking, okay, let's go solve the problem. Thinking the problem is his loneliness and sex and him wanting to have
she
a
brought
companion.
like this romantic
like, okay,
novel, like with sex, drugs, and into it.
be with you. Again, in her mind, she thinks that that's why this is all happening. I will be with you. I won't tell anyone. We'll have a bond. You saved me. I saved you. Please, no, don't kill me. Like literally begging for her life. The girls begged for theirs too, Madison and Kaylee. But Zana begged. She had more, like, she begged for her life. And then he came clean to her and he was like, this isn't what all of it is about. And he vented to her about everything that him and Rebecca Schofield planned, ultimately killing her as well, and looking around for the other two roommates very quickly, but then ultimately deciding to leave before anybody else could get him, is what the thought process was. Even though he had killed all of them, as you can see, it was done in a manner that wasn't like together. So he was able to kill Ethan by himself because he got him by surprise. Nobody knew that he was about to kill anyone. Ethan didn't know. Nobody knew he had weapons with him except he was about to kill somebody. He took them by surprise. So he was able to kill Ethan because it was by surprise. And then when he went and killed Madison and Kaylee, again, they're thinking it's about sex. They're not thinking that he's going to kill us. Then looks for them wielding his knife, does not find them, and quickly leaves. They got lucky. He leaves and does not kill them. And that's when everything else started to happen. So I'm gonna leave it at that, only because I could dig deeper into more, but with everything that's happening in my life and all the negative energy from everywhere
He's the
that I've
victim.
been getting, I just want to be done with this, and I need to finish my answer for the unfair lawsuit that I'm dealing with right now, and illegal purchase. And this is just ridiculous that I'm even going through this. And I'm going to focus on that. And I just wanted to post this video to get this out so that I can leave it in my past. Hopefully, it's helpful to anyone, to the investigators, whatever. It's a major sacrifice for me to even put myself out here like this, especially with the lawsuit pending. I just want to put it out there and move on with my life. So
Meanwhile, she
anyways,
makes 100 videos. Yeah, she thinks she's the victim. All right, let's check this out.
That there is another Chinese balloon above Alaska or any other parts of U.S. territory that the U.S. shot down?
So I can confirm that the Department of Defense was tracking a high altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object, and they did, and it came inside our territorial waters. Those waters right now are frozen, but inside territorial airspace and over territorial waters. Fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command took down the object within the last hour. Okay.
Wow.
Another Chinese balloon above Alaska or any other parts of U.S. territory that the U.S. shot down?
So I can confirm that the Department of Defense was tracking a high altitude object over Alaska airspace in the last 24 hours. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object, and they did. And it came inside our territorial waters. Those waters right now are frozen, but inside territorial airspace and over territorial waters. Fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command took down the object within the last hour. Okay.
That's pretty crazy. Is this now? Is this new?
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it.
What happened?
And they determined, I understand, that it was not manned. How did they determine that? And at that point, wouldn't it be possible to at least describe what they were looking at? Did it resemble a balloon or an airplane? Or
For their
While we were delayed a little bit,
All right, here we go.
a few things to talk about up top, and then we'll get right to your questions. So first of all, to add to information already provided earlier by the White House, at the direction of the President of the United States, fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command successfully took down a high-altitude airborne object off the northern coast of Alaska at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today within U.S. sovereign airspace over U.S. territorial water. On February 9, North American Aerospace Defense Command detected an object on ground radar and further investigated and identified the object using fighter aircraft. The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight. U.S. Northern Command is beginning recovery operations now. U.S. Northern Command's Alaska Command coordinated the operation with assistance from the Alaska Air National Guard, Federal Aviation Administration, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We have no further details about the object at this time, including any description of its capabilities, purpose, or origin. The object was about the size of a small car, so not similar in size or shape to the high-altitude surveillance balloon that was taken down off the coast of South Carolina on February 4. Separately, U.S. Northern Command continues their recovery operations in support of the recent takedown of the Chinese high-altitude surveillance balloon. Recovery teams have mapped the debris field and are in the process of searching for and identifying debris on the ocean floor. Debris that's been recovered so far is being loaded onto vessels, taken ashore, cataloged, and then moved onwards to labs for subsequent analysis. And while I won't go into specifics due to classification reasons, I can say that we have located a significant amount of debris so far that will prove helpful to our further understanding of this balloon and its surveillance capabilities. Of note, due to less than favorable sea states right now, teams will continue to conduct underwater survey and recovery as conditions permit. The department wants to thank our interagency partners from the U.S. Coast Guard, the FBI, and state and local authorities for their continuing assistance and partnership. In other news, and I think this is important that we remember, a lot of folks and people in Turkey and Syria right now are suffering. We want to, again, express our support for the people of Turkey and Syria as they respond to the deadly earthquakes that struck there earlier this week. In support of ongoing U.S. assistance efforts spearheaded by the U.S. Agency for International Development, U.S. European Command has positioned personnel, equipment, and a range of assets to aid the government of Turkey and its continued search and rescue efforts. This includes the U.S. Navy's George H.W. Bush Carrier Strike Group, repositioning to the eastern Mediterranean Sea to provide logistics, medical, and rotary airlift support if required. Additionally, U.S. Army rotary wing aircraft began flying missions out of Incirlik Air Base in Turkey on February 7 to transport first responders to the most affected populations. And on February 8th, UH-60 Blackhawks transported injured civilians to a local medical facility. U.S. European Command has designated U.S. Naval Forces Europe and Africa as the lead component command overseeing the EUCOM humanitarian assistance and disaster relief efforts within Turkey. To aid in that coordination, U.S. Marine Corps Brigadier General Andrew Priddy, U.S. Naval Amphibious Forces Europe Commander and 2nd Marine Expeditionary Brigade Commanding General arrived in Turkey February 9 to lead military coordination efforts with U.S. agencies involved in the humanitarian aid and disaster relief efforts. We'll continue to provide you with updates as we receive them. EUCOM will be issuing a press release with further details. But again, we offer our thoughts and prayers to the people of Turkey and Syria during this tragic and difficult time. And finally, Secretary Austin welcomed Canadian Minister of National Defense Anand for a bilateral meeting here in the Pentagon today. The Secretary expressed his thanks and appreciation to Minister Anand for the cooperation rendered by Canada in tracking the PRC high-altitude surveillance balloon that violated the sovereignty of both of our countries. During the meeting, both leaders reaffirmed the close defense relationship between the United States and Canada, and a readout will be available later today on defense.gov. And with that, I will take your questions. We'll start with Associated Press, Tarka.
Hi, thank you for doing this. A couple of questions on this latest shoot down. First, what type of U.S. fighter aircraft were used, and what type of munition did they fire? And do you already have Navy assets or Coast Guard assets involved in a recovery process? And then I have a few more.
Thanks, Tara. So the aircraft that took down the object was an F-22 flying out of Joint Base Elmendorf in Alaska. It employed an AIM-9X to take down the object. In terms of assets that are currently involved, in terms of recovery, we have HC-130, HH-60, and CH-47.
Folks, I misspoke about Alaska not being a state. Everyone knows it's a country, the country of Alaska.
An aircraft participating in that recovery effort.
Okay. You mentioned there was a reasonable threat. Was there also a threat to potentially this object detecting some of our more sensitive radar capabilities that are based in Alaska? And then what hasn't been said is where this object has come from. Is there any indication that this was also a Chinese surveillance balloon object, whatever it is?
Yeah, so at this point, we don't know the origin of the
Oh boy.
object.
don't
Again,
know.
we will know more once we're able to potentially recover some of those materials. But the primary concern, again, was the potential hazard to civil flight. And so, again, we'll know more later. Thank you.
No perceived threat to any of the radar installations that we have based in Alaska?
Again, right now, we'll know more once we assess it. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you. Liz.
What made this?
Thank you.
Thanks for taking my question. What made this threatening enough to shoot down? What is different about this object than the last object that was over Alaska? Because it was chosen not to shoot the last one.
Right. This is a good question because it's obvious they fucked up the first one. Because they let, like I was saying, it went over, the first balloon went over Alaska. They let it go through Montana. They let it go all the way to the East Coast, the Carolinas. And then they shot it down when regular civilians took a picture. Now, all of a sudden, they see a balloon, an object over Alaska again. And it's probably even higher than the first one. And they shoot it down because they know public relations wise, they messed up by letting the first one get into the heartland of the United States. Correct? So when you get told by certain individuals in our government that the right thing to do was to shoot it when it went over our heartland, they were being precautious. I smell bullshit.
Thanks for taking my question. What made this threatening enough to shoot down? What is different about this object than the last object that was over Alaska? Because it was chosen not to shoot the last one down over Alaska.
Yeah. So, the important thing to understand here is anytime we detect anything, we're going to, first of all, observe it and then make a decision and take appropriate action. So you have to look at each individual case on its own merits. In this particular case, given the fact that it was operating at an altitude that posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic, the determination was made and the president gave the order to take it down.
Was there a specific threat, a specific civilian air traffic incident that could have happened?
Again, as you well know, civilian aircraft operate, at a variety of ranges up to 40 to 45,000 feet. So again, there was a reasonable concern that this could present a threat to or a potential hazard to civilian air traffic. So let me.
One more question.
Yep.
Has Secretary Austin reached out to his Chinese counterpart or any other counterparts at all since this has been tracked?
Since this particular object, no. Let me go here and then I'll come over to Oren.
Now that most of the significant amount of things from the previous balloon have been recovered, what additional information you have now about the capabilities of that balloon?
Yeah, so we're continuing to assess that. Again, I'm not able to go into more detail other than in addition to learning a lot about the balloon and the capabilities that it has while it was over the continental United States, we have identified or located a significant amount of debris on the ocean floor that will be very beneficial to us learning more about it. But at this point in time, I'm not going to have more details.
Manufacturing label on these equipments or the balloons indicate that they're all manufactured in China, sourced from China.
I think everything's manufactured in China, though. That's not really.
again, I'm not going to have details to provide it at this point in time.
Also say that
Last
39 other countries have indicated they have seen balloons in their territories. Are you sharing those information from the Pentagon to these countries, or the capabilities, how you shot them down?
So in terms of what we're learning about these balloons, I know the State Department has talked to this in terms of our international outreach. Certainly, the Department of Defense plays a role in those relationships. And so we will continue to work with our allies and partners to share information along with our State Department colleagues. Let me go to Oren.
Two questions. First, did this object show any signs of maneuverability or propulsion? And then you and other Pentagon officials made a big deal about how much intelligence was gathered by letting the other one float across much of the United States, and yet you shot this one down before it entered the United States. Is that the Pentagon bowing to political pressure? Was there nothing to gain from this one?
Yeah, so again, we're going to judge each of these on its merits. No indication at this time that it was maneuverable, but again, we'll know more. And in terms of entering the United States, it did enter U.S. airspace, and we took it down.
Intelligence from this?
They didn't do it for the last
one as you did from the previous one?
We're going to recover what we can from this, and more to follow.
And was the decision to shoot it down before it entered too far into the U.S. airspace, the Pentagon bowing to political pressure from the Hill?
Look, again, we're going to judge each of these objects on its own merits. It entered into U.S. airspace on February 9th. We sent up aircraft to assess what it was. The decision was made that it posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic. The president gave the order to take it down, and we took it down. Thank you, Laura. And then I'll go to Dan.
Can you? Oh, thanks. Sorry. Thanks for taking my question. So a couple questions. First of all, has anything like this happened before with a object this size, this shape, in this particular height for the 40,000 foot range? Has it happened before? And then second of all, why did you? Can you say more about why you knew that last balloon or object was from China, whereas this one you don't know?
I gotta hand it. The reporters are asking good questions.
So
we don't want people to panic. China is the government is a type of government that, like, if you dare it to do something, I'll do it. I'll double down. Sorry, Lewis, Alaska's a state on October 18th. Well, look, I'm so happy that I misspoke about Alaska, and so many people climaxed after so many years of not being able to. I misspoke about Alaska. Get the F over it, with all due respect. Oh my gosh. My gosh, dude. It's like when people misspell something, they keep going, like almost like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, dude. We have a president in the White House that doesn't even know if he's alive. And you're worried about if I misspoke about Alaska? Holy cow, dude. I never seen that. This is insane, dude. I'll bet you half of you don't even think like Russia's near Alaska. Yeah, it's like state police here. I mean, I misspoke. On the next Nerd Report, host Louis Lecca misspeaks about Alaska. Hundreds climax at the mistake. All right, let's continue with this.
In terms of this particular object, again, as I highlighted, we don't know where it's from. It posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic, and so the determination was made to take it down. In terms of the other balloon, as I mentioned in our previous briefing, we have learned a lot about the Chinese surveillance high altitude balloon program. We've gathered a lot of information over the last couple of years, and so we were able to, based on that information, detect at a very early stage as it approached U.S. airspace, we had a good understanding of what it was. As I mentioned, we were able to monitor that closely, track it while it went over the continental United States, learn a lot about it, and take it down at the appropriate time.
So would you urge us to put this in a different bucket than that, or should we?
Yeah, I think I was pretty clear. This was traveling at about 40,000 feet, which posed a reasonable threat to civilian air traffic, and the decision was made to take it down. So, Dan.
So was the other one.
When the pilots approached it, and they determined, I understand, that it was not manned. How did they determine that? And at that point, wouldn't it be possible to at least describe what they were looking at? Did it resemble a balloon or an airplane or what?
Again, we'll know more and have more information once we've recovered this. I will give credit to our pilots that they're very capable in terms of looking at an object, assessing whether or not this had the potential to be manned at that altitude, something that small. Very, very unlikely that it was manned. And so, again, no indication that it was manned.
Dude, this thing from China,
presented
dude.
a potential
And he doesn't wanna tell
reasonable
us.
threat to civilian air traffic, and we took it down.
What speed was it traveling at, by the way?
I don't have that information.
All right, we've been listening to
Chinese plane
Pentagon
did
Press
go back.
Secretary, Air Force
Is it-
Brigadier
is it
General
still
Patrick
in
Ryder
the
hold a
Pentagon
briefing about a high altitude
plausible
object
that maybe we
shot
might
down
be-
earlier today?
A high altitude object.
That there is
We
a-
call it a Death Star.
All right, now everybody.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, Austin Powers. We call it a Death Star. What do you guys think of this high altitude object? It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. I'm all kidding aside. Hold on. So, let me see if I see any more info. "41 minutes ago, there's a press conference." Damn, this is getting people. Was the last one last Friday as well? Is this the same guy? Okay. There's I think they're both scary, Shelly. I think they're both scary. Obi-Wan. Hi, Lewis. I saw the whole thing in my own UFO, and they totally shot down another balloon. What do you mean? There's video of it again? Is there a video of this? Obi-Wan, hearts for Obi-Wan. Is there video of the new balloon? Is there a video of the new balloon anywhere? Does anyone know? Thanks for the contribution, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Hearts for Obi-Wan. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. This is our most desperate hour, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. All right. I think I may go live again today if the balloon thing. Oh, Obi-Wan's kidding. I think I may go live today. Shoot, a second. With more balloon stuff. I just want to be left alone. I don't want a war. Why do we have that? How come we have so many wars lately? What is this shit? All right. I just want to make YouTube videos. Is that too much to ask for? I want to go on like in the midday with live and have, a couple hundred of you in here. Relax, chill. I don't need this balloon stuff. I don't need this war stuff. So, you catch my drift? Who else wants to be left alone? Thanks for loving me. All right, folks. I may come back today live. If not, tomorrow, 5:30. 5:30 tomorrow. We got Amy Goodhart in the closet with Amy Goodhart. She's gonna be live. She's gonna have an amazing show. Maybe she'll have a balloon update. I don't know. She's gonna have, or if it's not a balloon, she's saying it's not a balloon. So 5:30, then when she's done, Nerd Report will go live. And then Grayson Report. Grayson Report. Google it, find it here on the YouTubes. But thanks everyone. Keep safe. Still searching on this object, this unidentified flying object. We'll talk about it later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.